Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show in high definition in real life. A nightmare for some people. This is not a face you want to see in 1080 HD. But it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Tuesdays, it'll do this to you. I'm wearing my beautiful green jacket again. Nobody has said a thing. So I've had a tough morning. Nobody has given me a single compliment. But what do? You stay strong in these times. Welcome to the only sports show you should be watching. And I got in some trouble with a friend yesterday, so I got to address this immediately. Like, share, subscribe. Apparently that's what you do on YouTube. So for now we are on YouTube. You should do that. That supports us. Not only does it help my ego, but it tricks the algorithm into thinking this is a good sports show. And that's good for everybody. In order to make it good though, I can't be alone. Send us a table. What you saying, pal?
How you doing, my man? I actually quite like that jacket, man.
Thank you. Although now I'm a little bit suspicious because you didn't say it without me saying it. So.
No, I did. I've told you this before, though.
So you do actually like it. Thank you. Everybody else seems to hate me, and that's fine. Whatever. If guys hate me, that's, I move on.
It's a personal problem. You can't fix that.
Talk to me, pal. I'm seeing the Man United scarf.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What are we doing today? Is that the look? Is that the vibe?
It's the vibe, man. You know what it is. What it is.
So, listen, a lot of people have been saying, where's James? Is he dead? Does he live? Does anybody care? Is he still in a relationship? Does anybody care about that anyway? Is his girlfriend, actually, we found out yesterday, James, potentially a drug dealer. Is he maybe in prison? He's actually not. From now on, give us that sweet look of your face, James. What you got to say, pal?
Hi.
Yeah, what's happening?
There he is.
I didn't think I'd be back on the show in this format. I'm not going to lie to you.
I got to tell you, a lot of people are also saying we're glad he's off the show. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm apparently a thug now, so that's understandable.
Oh, so you don't have feelings. All right, James Jimbo Ilsley, back by popular demand. All right, James, that's as much as we need of you. We actually have a sports show that we want to make good without you. So Jimbo is back in the mix, folks. Back by popular demand. We have found a way. And by the way, as you've seen, it's actually a 1986 camera. That's all we can afford. With everything else that we've tried to put together. All right, what are we talking about today? The Arsenal, Arteta, there's a situation there. Do Man City need Harry Kane? And I'll give you my prediction for the top 6 player of the year and top scorer for the English Premier League this year, and much, much more. Remember, send in your questions. Cliff C Sport on the Tweak Monster. Otherwise, we are Cliff Central Sport everywhere else. I am MKT Inspires across the board. Let's get to it. MKT Show on the other side. This is that other side. Because I said, see on the other side. Senzo, you see what I did there? Hey?
I'm with you, my man.
Now, that's called continuity in the business.
Absolutely.
That's,
you know what it is.
That's called continuity.
Exactly.
People need quality production, and that's what we're up to, and it feels good.
Feels great, my man.
It does feel good. Dude, you look good today.
Thank you.
What did you do? You change your pillow?
No, I put the scarf on.
Is it the scarf giving you? So with the Man United scarf, you're on that vibe today.
Hey, come on, man.
Bro, I love that. Is that, hey, you know what people don't do enough in terms of sleep? Is get a better pillow. A lot of people invest in the bed. They go, they go and spend the children's, school fees on the duvet, the down. If you don't have a good pillow, that's just
that's a drins, yeah.
Let me tell you something about a guy called James that we just saw. He doesn't even know what size bed he has at home. I mean, this is the kind of person we trusting with the full production of a show that we're hoping will become the biggest sports show in the world.
A man that doesn't know what his dimensions are.
When I ask him what size his bed is, you know what he says?
Right.
I think, and I go, oh, Jess, Like, what's his mum thinking in that situation? Like, oh my God, I spent so much money sending him to private school.
You know what I mean?
Should have maybe educated him under a tree. That's the real thing, is the guy can't even figure out the size of his bed.
The dimensions of his bed.
And these are the people that support Liverpool. Does
Well,
that surprise you?
nah. There
Typica.
you have it.
Typica.
There you have it.
The mediocre.
The mediocre that is displayed.
James Wilsley doesn't know the size of his bed. I mean, before we get into the Arsenal, is that when you're in that situation now, how does he go shopping? Because when he goes to the person, let me do it for you, right? Hi, I'm here to get some new sheets for my bed, right? What is the guy going to say?
What size is your bed? I think.
Imagine. Sorry, so they actually come in a standard size. The whole world has decided that a 152 is a queen size.
Exactly.
Your thoughts on that? Well, the vibes. I mean,
Come on,
guy. Anyway, it just you know what it shows. He doesn't have a flat sheet. What it tells me, he still sleeps like he's going to university. Yeah,
like he's called up.
with the duvet. That probably doesn't even have a down inner. It's just those things that are basically polystyrene. Anyway,
Polystyrene.
Talking
well,
of
it's better
media-
than the cardboard beds that they had at the Olympics.
it is better than that. Yeah, shout out to James. That's a compliment to James. At least he doesn't have a cardboard bed. Talking about the mediocre, I was reading some articles from Arsenal writers last night, what they're thinking about them after the Brentford performance. And I actually had a phone call from a depressed Arsenal fan last night. My mate, he goes to one game per year, this guy. I mean, per month.
Okay.
He lives in South Africa, but he flies over every single month in the normal times. Arsenal is his wife. That is what
he's committed. Eh?
So he gave me a call last night after we spoke on the weekend, and he poured his heart out to me, and I'm laughing on the other side, pretending like
You are a bad man.
But I've got some thoughts. Do you see, it feels like we keep trampling on Arsenal. Do you see any hopes for them this season? Like, let's talk real life now. What's the highest Arsenal can finish in your mind?
8th.
8th, eh? Which is the same as last year. Because I always say to people, have they improved enough for teams that did improve, by the way? Man City have improved. They're not going to be better than Man City. Who were second? You guys have improved. They're not going to be better than you guys, right? Liverpool have improved. They did get some supplies at the back.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk's like a new signing, I guess, or we don't know what shape is in, but it is an improvement from last season. And they came third with that team. Chelsea have improved, right? Dramatically.
Yes.
Right? So that's already... So they're not making top form.
Nah.
Leicester have improved. They've
Yes.
just brought in... they obviously lost Fofana, but they've got Vestergaard.
Yes.
And they signed... I forget who the new midfielder is that they signed as well from Lille.
Oh, yes.
So they have improved.
Absolutely.
So you're not finishing fifth.
Spurs.
Who came... No, West Ham came sixth.
6th, yeah.
They have improved.
Exactly.
Right? They've invested and
Yes.
Moisey second season. So you're not finishing... Or we'll see how
We'll see how it goes, yeah.
But Spurs improved.
They got people in.
You know what I mean? So you're not finishing... 8th is the highest Arsenal can finish. And that's not being a hater. That's the reality.
That's just what's happening in their neck of the woods.
Maybe quickly, let's talk about... when we grew up...
Yes.
Like, I used to think of Arsenal. I wish I could support Arsenal back then.
You know what I mean?
Do you know how badly I wanted a Thierry Henry shirt? The long sleeve. Remember when we used to rock the long sleeve with the long socks?
Yes.
I used to pull my
Red and
socks
white
up.
one. Oh, it was beautiful.
I used to pull my socks above my knees. Thierry Henry, dude.
Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp were two of my favorite players in the Premier League.
Listen to that now. And then, they had Winterburn. I loved Winterburn.
Pires.
Lee Dixon, early on even.
Ray Parler.
Think of this. Gilberto now, the steel in the middle.
Ljungberg also.
Ljungberg. I wanted a mohawk. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to...
With the red dye.
Yeah. I didn't have that thing. I didn't have the Aubameyang hair, so I couldn't obviously get myself... But I wanted that.
Yeah.
Pires. I wanted the low socks with the suede boots.
You know what I mean?
Because they
looked like he was gliding.
You know what I'm saying? Silk slippers. There is not a single... Is there a single Arsenal player you would say, I would buy that international shirt even right now?
So you have to think about it.
Do you know what I mean? If I said it to you back in the day when we were growing up...
Thierry Henry,
And it's
Dennis
not that
Bergkamp.
long ago. 2004, 2005 is now, Wafid.
Guys, Arsenal United rivalry, dog. We used to... Those were the real things.
Guys were throwing pizzas.
You know what I mean?
No more.
You chat like you're a nice girl. See you on the field.
Yeah.
Roy Keane.
You remember was that when they were bullying Gary Neville?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Arsenal now, it's a huge game against Aston Villa. Like, it's on. It's Aston Villa, it's on. That's where we are now.
Spurs have overtaken them, and Spurs don't win trophies.
Arsenal have finished behind Spurs for the last 5 seasons running. And by the way, Spurs finished 7th last season. That's to tell you where we are. No way out. What's it called in WWE? Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
They're Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker and Kane at the same time, and they are Rey Mysterio. It's Hell in a Cell right now, and like for me as United, at least you can see. You know what? You've always kept the financial side of it.
Tidy, yeah.
What is it about Arsenal that's elite? That's left. They're
The
not.
stadium.
It's the stadium. So now what, bro? Bawil.
Gapsunganjan.
As they say, they're in the mud, cuz.
They're in the mire, mate.
Hey, in the quagmire, geezer.
Geezer, bruv.
Senzo, let me quickly tell you what I think is they've put themselves in a trap.
Yeah.
Let me quickly tell you about Arsenal football. Let me put it to you this way. You know, if you're in a relationship and let's say one of you plays what we, to be nice, let's call it an away game. You might play what we call an away game. Your partner finds out, okay, that's not ideal, right? If you choose to go through the relationship counseling, right, and it takes 2 years, stay. Why do you want to leave after you've gone through the relationship? At least stay. Because what it puts you in a trap in is that once you've gone through the counseling, if you leave, it's 2 years wasted of both of your time. Really, you've wasted 4 years. Right? It's 2 of your years, 2 of her years. Arsenal now have trapped themselves. Because Arsenal came 8th twice, and they chose to keep Mikel Arteta following that. So when you do that, that's the relationship counseling, is this is unacceptable, this is awful, I hate every minute of it, but let me affirm you by taking you from head coach to manager. Right? That's not good enough. But anyway, when you go through the relationship counseling, you have to stay. Otherwise, it's a waste of 4 years. Let me tell you something. If you fire him now, it's a waste of 2 years. The last 2 years are completely useless. They are absolutely, completely useless. Because let me tell you what else he's done to show you that Arsenal have actually chosen Arteta. He got rid of Saliba. He got rid of Guendouzi. He's about to get rid of Aubameyang. Or it is not acceptable, which I told you at the beginning of last season I would have anyway. The Lacazette situation is not ideal. And one of the only kids that are left is Eto Bellerin. And he's on the way out. So the club's telling you we're choosing Mikel Arteta, even though he came 8th twice. Arsenal have trapped themselves. We're all in on a guy who may not be good enough. They've chosen him. What they have to do now is stay for 5 years at the very least. Because if you don't, you know what you do? You reset the clock now. I hear Antonio Conte. Antonio Conte comes in. He has immediate demands. And everybody on the technical staff is out. And then it's a full reset. And by the way, Antonio Conte doesn't tend to hang around for more than 2 or 3 years. So you're back in the same situation as you were 15 years ago when you should have fired Arsene Wenger. Is now that you've done this, you've gone through the relationship counseling, stay in the relationship. It doesn't matter how bad it gets for Arsenal this season. Do not fire the manager because then it is pointless. The last 2 years are completely pointless. He's not getting fired. They've invested too much in him now. Because when you say, they could very easily say, whatever Aubameyang wanted, let's give it to him and not fake illness last week. There's clearly problems. We know there were problems last year. Aubameyang discipline. He kept Aubameyang on the bench. The club said nothing. What does that tell you? Is Mikel Arteta's right? Because we know what happened at Chelsea. Mourinho tried to get squeeze the players. Roman Abramovich said, get the hell out of here. John Terry and the guys have power. Folks, if you're an Arsenal fan, I've got good news and I've got bad news for you. The good news is I think you're trying to implement a plan. Because I think Arteta is the plan. So whatever Arteta says is the plan. The bad news is Mikel Arteta is the plan. So that's the good and that's the bad side of Arsenal. And I'll tell you what makes it difficult for him and Arsenal. You're only doing now what you should have done 15 years ago. Get rid of him. Arsene Wenger should have gone 15 years ago, and then you can start to uproot everything. Arteta's now trying to undo the mess. Ozil, now Aubameyang. This is all Arsene Wenger's mess. Like he must take the responsibility for this. It's all Wenger, it's all Emre. That's what he's doing now. Arteta has not started managing the football club. Let me be honest with you. Arsenal has not. This is not Arteta's Arsenal, because he's undoing the mess under Emre, the mess under Arsene Wenger. He's only undoing that now. He should have done that 15 years ago, and Arsenal are trapped.
They are. I'm just sorry. Just on a football-related side, not Arsenal-related side.
Yes.
There's breaking news coming from Italy.
Oh.
Roma complete the signing of striker Tammy Abraham from Chelsea.
Now, Tamim Abraham, the longest name, a very, very West African name, has moved officially to Roma. That's going to be a situation.
Yep.
Breaking news. We'll get back to Arsenal. That's huge news.
Absolutely.
Because, what is that? In fact, that's related to Arsenal. Why are Roma bullying you to Tammy Abraham? Now, Chelsea might have said, no, we don't need that guy doing damage to us. You know, we don't need that revenge body coming through. £34 million to Roma.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Oh, it's a good move for him.
For him, eh?
Yeah, it's a good move for him. And also he'll learn a lot under Mourinho. And, you know, I feel like he'll adjust to the pace of Italy and, you know, less pressure.
You think so? Yeah. I do. Listen, I've wanted to like Tammy Abraham for so long. He's not there.
Yeah, he's just not there.
Like, sensitive kid. You know what he is? For a man his size, and I always say it on Twitter, somebody needs to give him some jollof, because I think he's just...
Jollof rice?
No, he's on that European diet. Where's the Nigerian body?
Do you know who Tammy Abraham should be? He should be Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
That's exactly who he should be. You've nailed it. That's exactly who he should be. But he doesn't have that killer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like...
He's soft.
Yeah.
And hey, if Mourinho's not going to tolerate one thing, soft.
Yeah.
So you reckon... I think good move for Chelsea.
Yes.
With a buyback clause there, by the way. So
smart.
If it works out,
great bit of business.
£68 million buyback clause. So that's just broken now, huh?
Yeah, and also again, other breaking news. This was 9 months ago. Harry Kane is training with Tottenham's first team this morning for the first time since returning from his holiday.
All right, we will address. That is huge.
Yes.
Harry Kane at training with the first team.
Yes.
Good God.
Yes.
All right, for Arsenal fans, that's a nightmare, because now you're guaranteed to be out of top 7.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What are your thoughts? Immediate thoughts? Harry Kane.
He's trying to price City away, I think.
Oof. Harry Kane's back at training.
Yeah.
How does he leave now? Because here's the reality. Not everybody in life wants to be a villain. Like, I've noticed this with my friends, I've got some friends who are doing well in business, but I know that they like to be in the boss's good books or whatever.
Yes.
For some people, being a villain sucks.
Yeah.
Like, having people comment on what you do, saying what, you know, it's like, for some other people that I know,
They
it's like...
thrive off it.
And they don't mind. Like,
Exactly.
I don't care what you got to say. I just care what my mum and my loved ones say. I don't think Harry Kane's going to leave. Because he's also trapped himself.
Yeah.
You know, when he apologized to the fans with the Instagram message, that's telling you that I care what the fans think.
Yeah, he went back on what he was doing.
So what is that now? You know, like, you look at those dogs when they leave. Ashley Cole, I don't think he still hasn't sent an apology to Arsenal fans.
But why should he though?
That's what I'm saying. You know what? Harry Kane wants both sides, and in life, as soon as you try and get both sides in life, it's like you want to do what you want to do, and you want to please everybody. That can't happen.
And you're not a pizza.
Go ahead. Yeah, not a pizza. What does that mean?
Because, I mean, what satisfies everybody when we have to buy food at a party?
A pizza.
Exactly.
So you're not a pizza. Don't try and be a pizza, is what you say.
Be you, man.
Be who you are. Harry Kane, he's trapped.
He's done.
He's trapped because I told you what should have happened. You know what should have happened? Don't come back to England. Send your agent to
Levy's
Daniel
office.
Levy. How much do you want from Man City? How much do you want? What is the price? And then Harry stays away from all of it.
Yes.
And then he mustn't bring the fans into it now. Like, now you're making the fans choose between their club and you. Like, I love... Listen, Harry Kane, for whether you love him or hate him, is that he's been a model pro, right?
Yes.
It's like, Harry, now you're making the fans... It's an impossible decision. Because what you're doing now is inserting yourself and going, it's Tottenham, it's not me. That's not going to work out well.
What do you mean it's Tottenham? You know what I mean?
Don't make me... You know what? I heard a friend. He's going through some stuff right now in his relationship, as all marriages do. and he's trapped in that place where he has to choose between his wife and his mother.
Oh no.
That's what Harry, that's what you're asking people to do. And listen, this happens, right? In relationships where moms and your girlfriend or wife, they don't have the same agenda for you.
Exactly.
And if you don't keep an eye on those things, that's real.
Yeah.
But Harry, that's what you're doing. Don't ask people to choose between their mother and their wives.
Exactly.
Because the fans love you. You are a cult hero to them.
Yes.
And you're not all suck for them. And I think this will be the hardest part for Harry Kane to kind of learn. They will choose Tottenham.
Because Tottenham was there before.
And
it's what they know.
Do you know what I mean? So Harry Kane back at training. Let's go, Harry. Let's do it. You're still the El Campeón, dude. Oh man, that is what a mess of a situation. Now, do I love it for our show because it's great content? Because you know what I need from now is he doesn't pitch tomorrow. Let's
that would be
go,
such
Harry.
a mess.
Let's go. But you know what he has to do now? If the City, you know how I'll know if he's forcing the City move? Mm-hmm. He has to do the classic ankle injury on Friday.
Oh yes.
Because he can't play this weekend. He can no longer play for any other football club but Manchester City if he wants to move.
If he's serious about it, yeah.
Your thoughts? Here's what I think. If he plays this weekend, he's staying at Spurs for at least this season. If he doesn't, he's gone to Man City.
Let's see if Man City put in a bid.
How much?
Well, 130 I think they're going to go now.
130 because they put in 120, rejected.
Yeah.
Get
130, 140. I think so.
Get the deal done?
Nah, if he's going to ask for more.
150?
150 peaks, leave his interest.
What gets him to pick up the phone? 150?
180.
Oh, 180, I'll pick up the phone. 180 million.
It's not far-fetched.
Sweet Jesus. All right, Fabrizio Romano. Listen, nobody means more to human beings that are male than this guy. A little bit sexist there. A lot of people might say women watch football too. That's a great point. I need to check myself. Harry Kane, Fabrizio Romano says, man, do I love social media. And by the way, how big time are we? On-screen graphics, big production. This is a sports show. This is international levels. Harry Kane is in training together with Tottenham. That's James Ilsley, great face. Harry Kane is in training together with Tottenham team today for the first time since he's back from holidays. Kane will be able to work with the Spurs team also in the coming days. Sky Sports have confirmed this. Tottenham Hotspur, Man City are still hoping to sign Kane, but Spurs' position has not changed. Now, if you don't know who Fabrizio Romano is, in the world of football, it goes Jesus Christ of Nazareth, number one. Obviously, shout out to Jesus. He's still the main guy. But second to him, Fabrizio Romano, his word is gold. Man City are still on the hunt. And if Fabrizio says it...
You know there must be some truth to it.
150 to pick up the phone.
To pick up the phone?
Jeez. Harry Kane. My God. We will talk about Harry Kane in a little bit, by the way.
Absolutely.
My God. 150 million pounds for a player.
It's groundbreaking, eh?
Listen, everybody looked at Chelsea last season and said, you guys spent 250 on what? On 5 players? This is going to be 250 on 2 players. This is a brand new world. Listen, if I'm Harry Kane's agent now, we need to have a serious conversation because long term, this does affect. I don't think Harry Kane now at Man City can go and enjoy it. He's not a villain. If he'd left the way that sort of Grealish did.
Yeah.
You saw what Grealish, whoever spoke to Grealish about his move is who Harry Kane needed.
Yes.
Shut up.
Exactly. Don't say anything. Like, go back to training. Go.
Harry. So, your thoughts? Now, you're a Manchester United fan. Harry Kane goes to Man City. Your thoughts?
Oh, well, that's Elevate City. I mean, come on, guys.
Shubil.
For real.
Dude, I can't believe it. So, he's back at training.
Yeah, well...
You know what? I've lost respect for Harry Kane and the way he moves because you know what I hate and I cannot stand people in life. Mm-hmm. Don't flip-flop.
Exactly. Pick a stance and sit there.
Don't flip-flop. Go ahead.
I also don't mind if you're wrong, eh?
No.
I don't mind if you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, but at least you backed aside. Now it's just trying to please everybody, like you said. Like what's going on?
Because now, Harry, you've already done the interview with Gary Neville. So that's a clear communication. Number one, there's no way Daniel Levy said you can do that interview,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, so you've already made it clear that I'm not going to do what Tottenham tell me to do, by the way. And by the way, listen, Harry Kane has not made a misstep his whole career.
Hence why he's English captain.
Which is why what happened there was planned.
It was planned. It was calculated.
So now, what are you saying by doing that Gary Neville interview? It's to let you... I'm putting you on notice, right? Tottenham.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the guy here. Now, the relationship's changed. I'm not the young boy you signed. Then you do you go to England, whatever. You extend your stay in America. You think Harry Kane didn't plan that?
Of course he planned it.
Okay, so that's consistent behavior. Why are you doing this? I don't understand the social media apology. Who's that for now?
It's for the fans. He wants to be in people's... Can't have it all, eh?
You know what? Jeff Bezos is hated because it's an oligopoly. I've never heard him apologize once. I've never heard Jeff Bezos come out and say, you know what, to the little bookstore that shut down in the United Kingdom, I'm sorry. Harry, do you want to be the guy or not?
Exactly.
And, you know, what are your thoughts on this, dude? And I do think about this a lot in my personal life. It's like, every guy and girl, right? Let me give you a real life example, actually. I don't even need to do an analogy. So my little nephew wanted to get in the mix and he's kind of going through some stuff and I had to have a hard talk to him.
Sure.
Right? And I said to him, because he's like, oh, I want the kind of things I want to be working with the kind of people you're working with. I said, no, you don't. What you want is the stuff I have. You don't want to do what I do to get what I have.
Absolutely.
And those are not the same thing.
Exactly.
Those are not the... So Harry Kane wants the Sergio Aguero treatment, right? Or the Carlos Tevez treatment where you got to be a bad guy.
Exactly.
Nobody at Atletico Madrid was happy about the way that Kun Aguero situation
Absolutely.
went, right? Nobody anywhere was happy with Carlos Tevez. But he
yeah.
said, I'm going to Manchester United. I don't talk to me about West Ham and Man United. Cool, Fergie, you don't want to sign me. I'm out.
Going to those guys.
And by the way, Mancini, I don't like you. I'm going to go play golf and become pregnant for 6 months.
Exactly. I don't want to warm up now, so leave me alone.
If you're going to be that guy, be that guy.
Be consistent.
Be that guy. You don't get to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Here's a good example of a man who is hated and loved, right? I'm doing what I'm doing. Juventus, you guys aren't serious. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Barcelona, Pep, you think you're going to treat me like that? You tell me I can't bring my Ferrari.
I'm out.
So then, Harry, who are you, Chief?
Exactly.
You got to be the... Listen, every person says, I want to be the guy. I want to be the girl. Do you?
Do they know what it takes to be the guy?
Because you know why this worries me for Harry Kane at Tottenham? There probably isn't a more hated football club on this planet. Obviously, PSG are the most hated thing right now on the planet. But Man City in England, and rather globally, is... like Chelsea had this kind of moniker, but Romans used to being hated.
Yes.
So he's boys with Putin. Harry Kane, how much do you feel when not everybody's cheering for you?
Exactly.
Because when he was at Tottenham, everybody, Captain England. Now you've gone to the oil club, plus you deserted your fans. Listen, that's not for everyone. That thing of, you know, everybody wants to talk big. I want to be the big chief. I want to be all of this. Not everybody actually wants to do that. You know why? Because that comes with baggage. Let me tell you for free. That comes with baggage when you pick a position. Harry Kane. This guy here actually looks like Harry Kane, but his real name's Gareth Cliff. So he's got that look, like a mannequin. It's actually a bobblehead. It's not a very good one because it stops. It's not too bad. Gareth Cliff got the Harry Kane look going. All right, Harry Kane. Soft as a marshmallow. We got plenty to say, and we will talk about Kane on the other side. MKT Show. See you in a bit. The continuation of the decision which you made, which is to be on this show.
I like that.
Hey?
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is to be on this show.
That's a decision people have made. They know that. I know that.
That's
how
why we're here.
That's called big broadcasting, by the way.
Absolutely.
Now, a lot of people might say that's not conventional, but, you know.
We don't do conventional.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To be great, you got to step out of the mold. Harry Kane's a training dude. I can't talk enough about this.
You probably saw what happened on the weekend and said, oh, they don't need me.
That puts him in a situation.
They don't need me.
Puts him in a situation. Okay, we got to do this before I get into it. Because I don't know if I'll tell you my thoughts on Man City and whether they need Harry Kane or not.
Yeah.
You're Harry Kane's agent now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what are you saying to him in the whole process? Because the fans are starting to get...
I'll tell you right now. Let's wait for the City bid.
And then what?
They'll make a decision from there.
Let's wait for the City bid. What do we do about Daniel, though? Well, what if he doesn't let us go? Okay, let me put you in a situation. You're his agent. You've said 150. It's organized with Man City, and Levy still says no. What are you telling Harry Kane for the rest of the this season?
Transfer request, like force the move, dude. Or can he ask for contract termination?
To buy yourself out. That's the problem.
Mutual consent.
Because, listen, that becomes a problem, right? Because this is what everybody feared. Remember, that's what happened with Neymar. Like, a lot of people may or may not have seen.
Yes.
Was that essentially what happened was this. Neymar went to Barcelona and said, I want to move to PSG. Barcelona said, absolutely not. What he did then was, okay, fine. You know what? I'm going to the courts and I'm buying my way out of my contract. PSG gave him the money.
But didn't he have a clause, though?
He may or may not have. What I do know is PSG gave him the money to... Not only did they pay the transfer fee for Neymar, he also bought himself out of the Barcelona contract, which is the big fear of, like, the UAE owning a football club. If Harry Kane's probably got, 120 million pounds left on his contract, that's... Sheikh Monsieur's got that on his credit card.
Exactly. Keeps that in a duffel.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are in a situation.
I don't know, because the thing is now, if you're going to force the move, then force it properly. Force it properly.
What do you mean by that?
Force it properly. I'm not going to training. I'm training alone. Like, contract by mutual termination. Like,
because like you're saying, all right, so what we got? 17th of August. You got 13
days.
13 days with Daniel Levy. So these aren't just 13 days with some jamoke.
Yeah.
This is 13 days to squeeze Daniel Levy into a corner. Is that, like you said, 150 picks up the phone. They probably land on 180, 200 in the end. Can Man City do that after spending 100 million on Grealish?
They probably will, though. I think Pep, because also you must understand that Messi signing.
Yeah.
I think it shook Pep up a bit, because I think he wants the big one now. He wants all big ears now.
If he doesn't get it,
then
do you know what I think? This is Pep Guardiola's last season, and I think I can see the desperation. He's gone out and gotten Grealish.
Yeah.
He went and got who else? He got Grealish, and now he wants Kane. That kind of tells me that we are all in the season.
Yes.
I think he's out at the end of the season.
Yeah, so he wants to end off with a bang. But those guys in Paris aren't playing after they got Messi. So I think he's going to get Kane's signal of intent.
Harry. All right, we'll keep talking about it. Keep us posted, whatever the socials are saying there. I want to take a look. After the weekend, obviously, it is our jobs as fans to overreact. If you're not overreacting, are you even a football fan? Like, do you even care? Actually, it is our jobs. But let me quickly take you through something I was thinking about. Harry Kane's not a football decision for Man City. And that sounds crazy. I think a lot of people think I'm crazy, but it's not a football decision, because I was looking at the stats from the last 2 seasons. Sergio Aguero has played 36 games in 2 seasons, just so you know. In 2 seasons, Sergio Aguero, everybody keeps telling me this legendary striker, which he is. But are you aware that in the last 2 seasons, Sergio Aguero has played 36 games, some of those off the bench? By the way, in that time, Manchester City have scored 185 goals.
Jeez.
So without Sergio Aguero, and Gabriel Jesus basically hasn't played, they've scored 185 goals in the last 2 seasons. That's an average of just under 95 goals a season, give or take. Or 85, sorry. What?
That's diabolical.
It's 90, what is it? So actually, let me look at it. 93 goals. Let's say 93 goals a season. Nobody in the whole league scored 93 goals last season. Man City have averaged that in the last 2 seasons without Sergio Aguero.
Sure.
Right? So everybody keeps telling me they need Harry Kane. They need Harry Kane. Folks, let me tell you something. Pep Guardiola doesn't need a deadly striker to win. The data tells you. Right? What this is clearly what PSG are doing and Man City as well. But Man City are doing it on another level. Is that they want to buy the local market. They want to buy the sentiment of England. They've already got Grealish. He's the new guy, right? Grealish is the next guy. Harry Kane is the guy. And then that becomes a financial juggernaut, which I fear for Manchester United, if they don't get it right very soon. Now Man City start to get into the football side of things. Not just we're owned by the Etihad, the folks that own Etihad. But now you're starting to talk about Grealish, who's the next poster boy. I mean, do you know who they'll get a hold of next? Do not be surprised at the end of the season. Bukayo Saka becomes 150, 160 million pound signing. It's not about football now. And I think the Harry Kane thing is not a Pep Guardiola call. That has been taken out of his hands. Is that this is where we're headed. Because we've done the winning now. You know what's next? Let's win at business. Harry Kane is probably the most valuable footballer on planet Earth. It sounds crazy when I say it. Harry Kane is the captain of England. It is the biggest product in the world. The FA is the FA. Whenever football references happen, what do we reference? The Premier League. Folks, Harry Kane is the face of the Premier League. Don't give me Paul Pogba. Don't give me Sergio Aguero. Don't give me any of these other guys. Harry Kane is the face of England, right? And Gareth Southgate didn't take him off in the Euros. People said, why not? Why not? I'll tell you why not. There are phone calls coming up from upstairs. Is you dare not. Not him. You take the other ones off. Harry Kane is the golden boy. Pep doesn't need this. What he needs is Grealish. Because Man City have actually upgraded in the position that matters most to Pep Guardiola. Is who's that guy who's doing the snaky stuff in behind? You heard of a guy called Leo Messi? You heard of a guy called David Silva? That's when City were operating at an untouchable level, when that position was boosted. Bernardo's on the bench, Mahrez is on the bench, Grealish is rotating. Because they got a young man called Foden to come back. So those positions are actually where Pep wants to be. I believe this decision is a strictly, I don't care how much you like Harry Kane, it is strictly a marketing move, and now Manchester United should be really scared. Because now Man City are telling you, we can beat you at football without Sergio Aguero. So we're not even worried about that. Pep, go do your football thing. Now we want to beat you in the boardroom. Because really, where should Harry Kane be going? If you know football, every single good human being on this planet hates Manchester United. But you know Man United are the juggernaut. You know this. I know this. You know this. Harry Kane should be at Manchester United. If Man United were that thing, he'd be going to Manchester United. Because it's not a financial block that's stopping Harry Kane to go there. It's Man City saying, what does it cost? What does it cost? And they're pushing Man United. And you know what? For Man United actually spending like that, it's actually unbearable to the fans. Because if you hear most Man United fans, what do they always say to Chelsea and Man City fans? You bought the league. You bought the league. You bought the league. Because it's not their way. Even the Sancho signing, look how uncomfortable it really is for Man United. Because they love our own. They've been bullied and now Man City are coming. Folks, and also can people who think Man City are out of it just shut the hell up after one result? Because let me tell you who didn't start. De Bruyne, heard of him. Kyle Walker, heard of him. John Stones, heard of him. Zinchenko at left back didn't start. Rodri didn't start. And Phil Foden didn't start. That was Man City's B team and Tottenham just. So don't worry about Man City on the football field. Jack Grealish is brand new. Do you watch Grealish by... you know what? I've always said there's some stuff with Jack Grealish off the pitch. But you know what I love about Grealish? The one thing I do love about him? He doesn't get injured. So by December, you know he's operating at 80, 90%. that's murder for you, because you got to look after Riyad Mahrez, and you don't look after him, Kevin De Bruyne. You don't look after him. I still don't think they'll let Bernardo Silva leave. You got to look after him. He doesn't. You don't look after him. You got to look after Zinchenko, because he's a handful coming from left back. Don't look after him. You got Cancelo to look after, and then you got to look after De Bruyne and Walker and Stones and Rodri and Foden and the football's going to be fine. Man City are going to win the league by 10 points at the very least. Anyway, this is a marketing decision. Senzo, I'm telling you, it's not about football.
Yeah, I also don't think so anymore. But you must understand, with the Harry Kane, you're right. He does belong at Man United, because what do we see with Spurs guys when they want to elevate? Where do they normally go? You've seen it. Teddy Sheringham, Dimitar Berbatov, Michael Carrick.
Yeah.
We've seen it.
Man United are supposed to be that beast, right?
Yeah.
You guys, like, what does it say to you? I mean, without being funny, as a Man United fan right now, it's like, what does that say to you guys that it's like, why is Harry Kane choosing there?
Honest, I don't know. It also speaks to the manager that everybody wants to work with right now in the league. And yeah, because City, every season, like it or not, they are always in the running for 4 titles. Always in the running for 4 titles. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And that squad, that depth, crazy. I'll tell you where City have a problem though. Benjamin Mendy.
What are your thoughts on that guy before I give my thoughts?
He's terrible. Does not know how to defend at all. His performance would have irked Pep.
Yeah.
It would have sent Pep through the roof.
He is a problem. And I think, you know what the problem there is he's on £300,000 a week. When you bought him for such insane money at an insane time in football. Who on earth is taking him? I think he's got 3 years left on his deal. Because I actually tweeted it on the weekend to say Mendy is Pep's nightmare as a player.
It is.
He's James's favorite mate. Big time vibes. Mm-hmm. Pep hates vibes.
Yeah, he hates it.
I mean, you saw with Zlatan what happened. He cannot stand vibes. So not only is he that, right? But now, as a player, he's got a bit of flair, so players will make mistakes at left back. But the one thing that Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola hate more than anything, they get rid of their own even. They will not tolerate injury prone.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's had 2 ACL injuries since Pep's been there.
Imagine now.
Since Pep's been there.
Zinchenko has to thank him.
He got Zinchenko 3 titles.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what do you do there? So hey, that's such a good point that you're making, is what do you do about that situation? Because it's not even now you can't rely on his playing ways. It's like, if he's the backup, he's always injured.
It's a nightmare. I'll force Joao Cancelo to learn left back.
He is brilliant, isn't he?
Force him.
He is. Cancelo's a baller. He will be fine.
Plays false right back, false 2.
Just behind the striker at right back.
What?
Yeah, no, he is phenomenal. He is like, hey, Paulo Diaz, by the way, shout out to him. I don't know if Paulo has a thing against Portuguese people in general, or whether it's just Portuguese footballers and managers. But Paulo, he doesn't care about Mourinho. Like, whenever I say Mourinho's as good as the Premier League's ever gotten, he's just like, meh. So I don't know if it's a United Chelsea thing. But he can't stand the sight of Mourinho. And last year, I was saying, who's this guy at right back? Like, I knew him from Juventus, obviously. But I was like, this is the best right back in the league at the beginning of the season. I was like, who is this guy? He's doing everything. Like you're saying, false 2. And Paulo's like, yeah. And you know, like, I like Pereira, but he's not better than Cancelo.
No, Cancelo is on it.
He's a heavy man, eh?
He's deep, man.
Your thoughts on Man City's situation now is, what do you do? And, hey, you kind of got his haircut, Gabriel Jesus. What do you do about that whole situation of, now you're his agent. Like, let's have a real conversation. Is that Brazil are constantly producing, wunderkinds at Santos and wherever it may be. Surely that guy has a decision to make.
Yeah, of course.
Even if they don't sign Harry Kane. If I'm Gabriel Jesus, I've had about enough now. Yeah. It's like, hey, guys, I'm here. Why are you talking about Harry Kane?
Actually, here's the perfect situation. We give 120 million plus Jesus.
Nailed it. There we go.
Everybody's happy.
Why aren't you the negotiator? How bad is Harry Kane's agent?
Well, it's his brother. It's good times.
Why do people go into business with family? Now, let's talk about that quickly.
They feel like they owe them, man.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So is that why most people they employ their what? But why would you go into business with your brother or sister? Like, I just don't understand it. Do you know any situations like that? Because I know 2 situations in my family.
Well,
where,
real life situations.
Real life. Talk to me about.
Not off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it.
Have you ever lent money to a family member? Like when I say money, okay, let's use an amount that matters. Like 1,000 rand or more.
No.
You've never lent 1,000 rand or more to a family member. Good. Don't ever do it. Not to your mother, not to your cousin, not to your, like, I mean, I don't get why people think lending money to their family and getting upset is a good idea.
But it's like this black tax thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things.
Well, no, because I don't play that black tax thing. It's like, for me, poverty's in my family. Like, you can't shock me with you're poor. Yes, 99% of the family's poor. Why are you trying to make me feel bad about that? Like, I'm in my position only because my parents, who were born as poor as whatever you are now, have worked their tails off.
Absolutely.
It's like, who am I? Jesus Christ. No, I'm serious. Like, I'm not... nobody can guilt me with poverty. That's one thing. If you ever want to appeal to me, don't try and guilt me with poverty. I come from a family that's 99% poor. Like, I just happen to be a child of my father and my mother who got out in, you know, like, both my parents' houses still don't have running water in the house they grew up in. So you can't scare me with poverty. You don't get to my emotions with poverty. Sorry.
Yeah, like, but it's because you use the opportunities that were given to you, you know what I mean?
Well, my parents did.
Yeah,
like, I must also be clear.
Yeah,
like,
but they also set it up for you, you know what I mean? So, exactly. So like, for me, you know what? I would, like, my mother and my sister and my father, if he ever needed it. I doubt it, though. He's the most responsible man in the world with money. But who knows? Maybe my dad has a gambling problem that he hasn't spoken about, and it's just going to come out in 10 years. But, you know, for me, it's like the Harry Kane thing is, what happens when things go wrong with family? You know, it's not like a wife. But you end up in this situation, though.
Well said.
You end up in this situation.
Oh, such a good point. Because eventually in business, you have to put your family under pressure, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, hey, chief, it's nice that we're the same blood, but
come
now
on, dude,
the balance sheet doesn't lie.
It's exactly the books aren't balancing. So look now.
Have you ever been in a situation with family ever where it's like, you know, it gets squeezy? Because in my 20s, right, like, I'm completely open about it. I would like I used to manipulate my mom to give me money for university. Was it for books? Absolutely not. There's a rage on Friday. I'm there. I'm buying everyone in here shots. And my mother basically paid for, well, I did 5 years of university because I'm also not smart. It should have been 3. Plus now my mom's paying extra for everyone else to get a shot, right? It's like, I do talk to my mom about that kind of stuff. Like, what were you thinking? She's like, no, I knew.
Yeah, your parents aren't stupid. Like, your parents aren't stupid. Like, but they give you a rope to hang yourself.
Well, my mom gave me maybe a little bit. Maybe I should be, you know what, for being a delinquent in my 20s, maybe I should blame my mother. Why didn't she stop giving me money?
Nah.
That's not it.
Nah.
You saying?
No.
No, I'm different. But my point is, Harry, stop having your brother as your agent.
Yeah, it's too far gone now. It's too far gone now.
Because you know what the thing about business is? Sometimes you're going to have to ask your family member to do something in business that you know they are not capable of. And it may not always be kosher.
Exactly, that goes against the fiber of their being. So yeah.
And then what, Senzo?
See now, and then they're gonna guilt you now.
Yeah, family members are good at guilting people. You know what the thing about some people in family, or just humans in general, is, hey, start realizing this. If somebody's related to you, it's not like a wife. You know what you do with a wife? Is, hey, I'm sick of you, you sick of me.
Let's go separate
We
ways.
divorce, take your stuff, or I take my stuff, I get the hell out, I go and cry in my pillow, and I go and drink with my friends, okay? But you can leave your wife.
Absolutely.
The thing about a mom, a brother, a dad, that blood type is always going to be, and I don't know if it's genetically been proven to be true, but blood is thicker than water, is if I have to fall out with somebody who's related to me, which has happened, by the way, so I don't lend, the only people I give money to is my mom and my sister now, in my family, because I've shut the tap off. Ngang corn. Because you know why? I ain't got it like that. And you people need to understand. My point is, Harry Kane, your brother now needs to be George Mendes.
Yes.
And now you're 2 legs.
It's about the business now. It's about the business. And now, if I'm Harry Kane, I'm going to tell my brother this is how it's going to play out.
But now here's the problem. Is that he's been so successful with him in his own mind, is how do you fire him now?
Hey.
You know who's an OG for realizing this pretty early on?
Who?
Raheem Sterling. Remember, he had a different agent. He's got the black agent now, man. Raheem Sterling.
Okay.
He had some other funky junky family situation before
Yeah.
because he was at QPR. They got him the Liverpool move. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know if you remember this, but it was quite a thing. It came out in the papers. Raheem Sterling changed this guy. Brutal guy, this guy.
Yes.
Remember how the Liverpool thing went?
Yeah,
out?
it was sour, yeah.
Speaking of family, Jimbo, you remember when Raheem Sterling wanted to leave your trash can of a football club, how that whole situation worked out?
It did make me awfully sad.
Because it got ugly, right?
I actually, from the moment he left the club and the way the whole situation went, like, it made me angry at him.
And why? Why were you angry? Are you sensitive, or was it just the way it went?
I think just the whole way it went down. I don't remember the specific details, but I remember it not being a good look for him as a person. Yeah, I just, even to this day, I don't like him as a player because of all of the stuff that went down at Liverpool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sounds a little bit more sensitive. You probably have other issues to deal with. But James makes a good point.
I do cry a lot when I'm alone.
Do you cry about Sterling, or you're just crying a lot at the moment? Because
I just cry a lot when I'm alone. That's about it.
Yeah, a lot of people saying you might have financial problems. Just to maybe finish off on that point.
Not a single person besides you says that.
All right, James, listen, it's very important to know this, is that, listen, people only have a tough time sleeping and crying for two reasons, right? And you have to answer this now because you've opened this door and, now you've got to walk through it. Either you're having relationship problems, right? Or you're having financial problems. Pick a lane, Paul. Which one is it?
I don't think that's true, though.
Okay, what else could be making you cry at night alone in the fetal position?
You could be having an existential crisis.
Which is about your relationship and your money problem.
You could be seeing the birth of a universe.
Oh, my God. All right, James, we've had enough from the back. But James makes a good point, right? To my point, what James is saying is that even to this day, the way the Raheem Sterling situation went down is ugly for him. But you know why it happened? Because the agent's a savage.
Yeah, and he said, look, you're going to get more money, you're going to be more successful. Do it now. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Now, how do you ask your own brother to say, no, man, be a savage? Because, if somebody's not being a savage, is like, again, I can only use my real life experiences. Mm-hmm. My dad is good at this. So my dad only speaks once, right? And he asks you for savagery up front, is because he'll always pay for stuff if you can see a direction. Mm-hmm. If you don't listen once with my dad,
that's it.
No. Clearly, keep walking that path. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
There you go.
But you got to have, you got to be a savage, dude.
Of course you have to be. Look at Van Persie.
Yeah. Ask any Arsenal fan how they feel about Robin Van Persie walking out and banging that volley on debut. But what was the agent doing? Savagery. Dude, I don't know what players are thinking sometimes. Like, listen.
It's the romance. It's the romance.
Of what? I love my club. Blah, blah.
I love my club. They want to cultivate this. Sometimes we have to be realistic,
Just be realistic. Like, hey, you know what? That's such a good point. Is what they need is some Twitter advice. Chief, just be realistic.
Honestly.
Yeah, get the romance thing out. Romance is so dead right now. One man that does know that actually is James Ilsley, ironically. Still not a romantic. And I don't know if you heard that. His girlfriend accused him of not being a romantic.
Allegedly.
Well, she did not allegedly. She texted in on the show. So there's empirical evidence. And I'm not saying James is or isn't a romantic. I'm telling you what his girlfriend said in a text. This is not me snitching. She sent that into the show. And let me quote verbatim. He could be more romantic.
But that's not to say he's not romantic.
Although, what's it saying is, I need more romance, right, from her side. That's what she's saying.
And maybe he's already romantic enough. Maybe
for himself. Because
no,
but listen to what I'm saying. Is she wouldn't have said anything if he was romantic enough for her. Do you know what I'm saying? Do I have a point?
Yeah, kind of.
Why are you protecting James? Are you also not a romantic?
Don't bring a chair, my man.
Oh, romantic?
No, don't bring a chair.
No.
We're speaking about James here.
No. Oh man! All right, so we shouldn't unpick that scab.
How
is what you're saying?
No, it's not. Who said it's a scab?
Yeah,
we're speaking about James.
Oh, sounds like I hit a bit close to home there.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to think, then.
Oh, so okay. Actually, you're not even a good friend. If you were a real friend to James, you know what you'd have done? You'd have given him a list. Now, okay. Give me one thing that James should do. Although, sorry, before I ask this, let me give you some a word of warning to anybody. If you ever want to slide into James's DMs and give him advice about being romantic or anything, is he will shut you down. He does not listen, because I said to him, I gave him a thing. What do you think of this as a romance thing? And you can tell me, think of one thing that you would recommend as romantic. Here's what I said to James. I said, James, take your beautiful lady. It's open times now. Go to the botanical gardens. You do a picnic. And what did he say? I said, it'll be vibes. What did James do? Told me to get the hell out of here.
Ah, well then.
Choose my kete.
Jimbo,
close us out. You clearly have something to say, pal. James, did I not say that? And what was your response, if you've got something to say?
So you've told this story multiple times on the show.
Yeah.
And every time the story's ended the same way. I want to know when I told you to, like, as you what did you say?
Get the hell out of town.
How did I tell you such?
James, my mother always says this to me. You are not the things you say in life, you are the things you do. When I told you to take her on the picnic after she told you you're a savage and not romantic, right? You didn't take her on the picnic. By that, you are letting me know that you think I'm an idiot.
How do you know I didn't take her on the picnic?
Because she wouldn't have, like, the things would have changed and you would have been in a good mood. You were in a bad mood for a couple of days. The whole day you were texting her. It was a whole situation. James, I can't get it with you on a fight. We're in the middle of a show, and maybe get more romantic. Maybe put in an effort, pal. It's not just about Valentine's Day. It's unbelievable, this guy. Folks, this is the guy I have to trust to run my show. His beautiful lady, she puts up with him, his vibes. Everyone knows James is on vibes. James says, get the hell out of here. Romantic, go make me a sandwich. Which is, quite frankly, sexist. And I won't have that on my show. I just will not. But, this is the kind of guy I'm dealing with. It probably gives you a bit of credit to say, I'm doing well to manage this guy. It's unbelievable. All right. I got two people that aren't romantics working on this show. Senzo, also. Just, whatever his lady says, he doesn't care. James doesn't care. It's unromantic squared. I am MKT. This is the MKT Show. Plenty more coming up after this. An event which you chose to be a part of is still continuing. Hey?
Almost just inception then. Keep inceptioning them.
Because a lot of people are going to go, that's not classic broadcasting. That's not this. That's not that. But that's, you know what I mean? This is a show. This is dynamic. This is big time broadcasting.
Absolutely.
Your enthusiasm is what...
ever changing.
Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
Ever changing.
Because what do people always say when they break up? It's like, oh, I feel like we're static or whatever. Our relationship, that's never going to get stale. No ways.
What I mean?
No ways.
Because we're constantly pushing the boundary.
Yeah, what I'm saying, my man.
Yes. Speaking of the socials, just quickly, again, guys, it's all happening on Twitter and in the football world.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So, what happened was that following the sale of their status, Real AM bought Bloemfontein Celtic's premiership status and will relocate to Durban, right?
Okay.
Then Royal AM will now change their name to Chakuma.
Oh. Okay, slow down.
Yeah.
Explain the whole situation to me. Some of us are a little bit behind on PSL. All right. So
This happened in the last hour.
okay, but explain it to me. So that's a 3-team swing. So Bloemfontein Celtic no longer a thing.
Yes.
Now, one of our cameramen, Devenge, a man from Kwakwa, if I'm not wrong. I don't know. He's Tswana. Close enough. Could be from anyway. But Devenge is... Devenge, are you a Bloemfontein Celtic fan? I mean, he's our camera guy. There's no way people can hear you.
Kaizer Chiefs.
They're dead. I mean, the Kaizer Chiefs fans as our cameramen. No wonder we're in such big trouble here. So, Bloemfontein Celtic, no longer a thing.
No longer a thing. Changed to Royal AM.
Punya Sele dead.
Yes.
Changed to Royal AM.
Yes.
So, Royal AM are who?
They are Chakuma now because Royal AM got their status bought by Chakuma.
So, wait, Royal AM is a different team to Chakuma. South Africa's a mess. All right. Folks, I mean, you can see that this is compliments of Sokazela. You can see this tweet says, they are doing the unthinkable. History? ? First time to buy the status of the club in the space of 3 to 4 years. Chakuma. Oh, I don't know how to say that second one because I presume Chakuma is what? Mativandira.
Yeah,
Is that Shangan?
It's Venda. Andiko Amba.
Hey, let's go. Muvango 101 there.
Imagine.
So Chakuma purchases Milano United. Then Chakuma purchases Bidvest Wits. Then Chakuma purchases Royal AM, who had purchased
Bloemfontein Celtic.
South Africa's undefeated, folks.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
This country is the most dynamic thing you have ever seen. How does a team change 3 times in 1 year? And wait, that's 3 different cities. Bloemfontein
To Durban.
To
Limpopo.
So are we sure that Chakuma is Venda? Because I don't want to offend the wrong people here.
Yeah.
It's Venda, for sure. Listen, my grandmother was Venda, so there's a bit of Venda in me. The juju's different up there. The petty side of me is Abaralukukua. Because we know that, and a lot of people may not know this. If you're not South African, I've got to explain something to you. This is not a skin color thing, so don't make it about race. It's a version of magic. Black magic's a real thing here. And here they'll say, like, Venda people, you got to swallow this one. Like my grandmother's Venda, I can take a little bit of it, is that Kaspedir Banchelej. Now, if you're Zulu, you'll say Bantelele. So that means there's one particular sort of, let's call it a potion, just so our anglicized audience can understand, is that once that's been put in your food, they call it Sheban Nafel. Now, the direct translation of that is only look at me. It is said that ladies will put food, some stuff in a man's food to make sure that
he doesn't stray.
He doesn't play away games in the physical sense, but also they say mentally that the spirits enter his soul, and you can only. But the Venda people do that version of stuff stronger than anyone in this country. That is what's going. They're only matched by West African magic. Your thoughts, Sense of Step?
That's the PSL's a joke, guys.
This is hilarious.
So I can get relegated, and I'll be like, I don't like this team. Here's money. Boom.
Now, you know what? Now that you've written that story, we will see if we can get somebody on the show today, probably a little bit late, who will have all of the information about that. I did know about some of this deal. I can't say how I knew, but I did know that the first one was happening. But 3.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, well, let's read this one. This tweet is from NUHU or Nuhu. It might be that. Bloemfontein Celtic is officially changed to Royal AM following successful takeover and will be based in KwaZulu-Natal. Now that tweet, the problem with Twitter, I've always said with people on Twitter, don't write breaking news. Because it's very, very confusing. 18 hours later, it still says breaking news. I'm very, very confused. So, Nuhu, you were wrong, pal. History is always hindsight is always 2020. Twitter will get you. Is now this tweet seems ridiculous because actually Now we're going to be going past Mushresha's house straight to Venda. That's where we're going to be playing. It's going to be
Toyando.
Toyando. But so Ledoda Dova. That's
That's a totally different club.
That's Black Leopards.
Yes.
Now at least Limpopo has 2. Ledoda Dova. One day is one day. Little do they know, one day is 3 clubs.
But there's still Baroka as well.
Yes. Limpopo is hectic.
Hey, bruh.
Limpopo's hectic. Like my mom's from there, so I can say it. Wow.
They catch lightning there.
In a bottle.
Yes, but I don't know how they catch it.
You ever met a real witch doctor? I've met 2. Yeah, I've met 2. I've met like proper, or the one was in my mom's house once.
Yeah, I hope you keep them in your good books.
Well, keep the vendor people in your good books, no matter what you think of them, because they will lawyer you, and it is real. Now, a lot of people may come at me for that. My grandmother was vendor. What must I do? It's not a lie. I know it's in the... They love it as well. Hey, my vendor, like the vendor part of... They love it. Oh, this and that and the spirits and... Oh, they love it. And it is strong. It is strong.
Over time.
Wow. 3 clubs in one day. Incredible. The Dodaduva.
And there was a press conference about it.
Say. How many? Did they set up 3 different press conferences?
No, about the real AM to Chakuma.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's one press conference?
Yeah.
Oh, mood. So... Do they now say Bloemfontein Celtic were sold to Chuck? Who's the
Royal AM?
Is Royal AM the last one?
No, Royal AM was the one from Natal.
In the middle. That's what I'm saying. Is now actually Bloem Celtic was sold to Chakuma. That's what happened
in the long run.
Good God.
Yeah.
Good God. Listen. I will send a tweet. I will send a message out in the break, and we'll see what we can do about getting a little bit of inside information. Let's see if we can.
Let's see.
Journalism. I'm a big J journalist. Right now, I don't want to upset anybody. I want to get to the bottom of this.
Absolutely, to the crux of the issue.
Grand, what's happening?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I can't have my lady, while I'm on the cell phone with her, asking her, where are you? She says, I'm at my mom's house, and I'm looking at her at the mall having lunch with someone else.
True.
And be told I'm lying. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Exactly.
What's going on? All right, a little bit of controversy before we went to the break. James, romance, not romance. We just want to wrap this up because a lot of people say I bully James. And James, because... So he went to St. Stithians, right? Please forgive James. He went to AFTA. He's not the sharpest. Nice guy, good intentions. Often his thoughts arrive an hour late. Jimbo, a lot of people are already agreeing with me, saying you're the least romantic human being in the history of mankind. It sounds like you got some thoughts on that, pal.
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just thought I'd also add, we're going back to our roots with the flashing battery symbol.
Yeah.
Like we used to have in the old studio. Anyway, my thoughts about this whole subject matter was that Senzo and I are both in very happy relationships.
Well, allegedly. So, all right.
So, our level of romance is higher than yours ever will be.
All right.
He's got nobody, bro.
Repulsive to women.
Sure. All right, James, listen, here's the thing. You know, whenever anybody tells you how happy their marriage or relationship is, put a counter on it. Anybody who has to tell you they're in love with their girlfriend or it's going well, there's problems at home because they're trying to convince themselves. So, T's and P's, thoughts and prayers, James, to your relationship as it comes to an end and winds down. I'm very happy for your lady that she'll move on to somebody who'll actually take her on a picnic. So, yeah, thoughts and prayers there. James, we've got to move on from what you got. This is a sports show. We've got plenty of social media to get to, and if you are a fan of James, please DM him because we don't know whether he'll spiral out of control as a single man. So, yeah, shout out there. Senzo, let's move on to social media. Your thoughts, pal. What we got?
Oh, yes. First tweet. Barcelona president Juan Laporta highlighted the club's worrying debt, blamed the club's dramatic situation on the Lionel Messi's departure, and hit out at Josep Maria Bartomeu, the president before.
1.5 billion
euros in debt.
Like, what is going on? Oaks, what is going on? Even my grandmother's Stokvel wasn't run like this. It's an insult to my grandmother's Stokvel to say it was run like this. This is nonsense. This is
diabolical, bro. It's ridiculous.
Well, what should happen? Like, give me your take. What should happen there? What do we do now about these clowns?
Laporte, Bartomeu, whoever the CFO was, whoever the director of sport was, out. Never be allowed to run anything ever again.
Well said. It's the only way, because you cannot run Barcelona into $1 billion pounds of debt.
That's ridiculous.
Like, no, man. All you need is an accountant. One accountant who
Do the
isn't-
books balance.
This is so bad. And this gives credence to everybody who always says football is rotten and this and this. It's like, guys, not like, you know what? It's what I always say about politicians. We know you're a bunch of stinking rats that
Yeah.
don't care about us. Take your piece. Just make sure there's no potholes. That all people, most people are working for themselves in life, you know? Not just South Africa,
Yeah.
everywhere. We know politicians, you're all trash. But Chief, I just want electricity 7 days a week.
Honestly.
Yeah, but now, let me ask you the real question.
Yeah.
Do we need to prosecute these guys in court?
That's what I was getting down to, because like this doesn't just happen overnight. There's a lot of shady dealings going on there. Let's go deeper. Why did this happen?
Yeah. How?
How and why did this happen?
And you've said it, dude. This should be a prison. We've got to go. I'd like to see this go to the courts. Not like this. Do you know? Listen to this. You know, we always in South Africa, we know corruption. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. It's now come out in that press conference. There was a scout in South America. What would be a ridiculous number to pay a scout in South America you've never met? Would you say? Like, give me a ridiculous number.
A year.
A year.
€1 million.
7 million pounds was being paid to a scout that they had never met, never seen.
Per annum.
7 million pounds per year, Bartomeu said, was being paid. Laporta said was being paid to a scout in South America that they had never met. 7 million per year.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what did you say? Diabolical.
No,
I'm not happy.
It's mental.
I'm not happy, but again, symptom of a country. Pay your taxes, Spanish people. This is what happens if you don't. You need some rules. You can't have tax evasion being a suggestion. So this is what happens. Listen, you know what the Japanese say? Take care of the little things. The big things will take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
So you're in the mud.
Proper.
You're in the mud. What else you got, pal?
So the Premier League's Big Six that joined the breakaway European Super League have officially joined the European Club Association. So they let them back in.
Your thoughts?
UEFA, they know they need these guys.
Yeah.
They know they need these guys.
Are they off the leash now? Is this now officially you are dead, UEFA? Or what are your thoughts? Like, I'd love to know what you think about the whole thing. Like, do you think that should there be more punishment?
Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how I feel about it. But the thing is, with Barca and Madrid in such trouble, I think there was no option, because like, what happens now?
Good point. Now though, here's what because with billionaires, it's just about power. Have UEFA now got them by the balls
No. UEFA have just played into the billionaires' hands.
by letting them back?
Yeah.
Oh, so are you saying they shouldn't have let them back?
Yeah.
Oh,
if,
what?
If UEFA wanted to prove a point and share and put on a stance, they flip-flopped on their decision.
So what are you saying? Ban them?
Oh, well, I'm not saying ban them, but
Yeah.
like they basically went back to them with hat in hand.
This is a tough one, because what it tells you is that the lies of UEFA. It's like the only reason they're letting them back is what?
Because they need the money.
Money. So the same people who told you that the billionaires in European Super League is it's about the fans and the money. If it was about the fans, you know who you want to actually playing in the Champions League? Newcastle.
Yes.
You'd be happy to, like, hey, Chelsea, you're out. Spurs, you're out. Let's get Aston Villa.
Leeds.
And Nottingham Forest.
Leeds.
You know what I mean? If it's about the fans, like Seferin was saying.
Yeah.
But you know that these are the 6 biggest brands in the biggest TV show in the
And now with Barca busy tanking.
Yo. But you know why? I'm so happy this is happening. Every year, more and more, UEFA gets exposed for the frauds that they are, the liars that they are. And it's happening everywhere in the world. Like, politicians are just unbearable to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if they meant that UEFA Conference League for more.
Of course.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. They're going to sell it to China. They're going to sell it to America. Like, it's European. They'll buy it.
Cash straps.
It's more money.
Get more sponsors in.
And Seferin tells you it's about the fans. I mean, can we just... You know what? we already, there's nothing worse than somebody who, when when you catch somebody that they're lying, you got them red-handed and they keep lying. It's like, UEFA, okay, we caught you now for Platini. Like, we've caught you. Okay, guys, and Severin mustn't lie. He was there.
Of course, it's not like this. Oh no, you knew full well.
So we know you're lying to us. Why do you continue lying? Just tell us. It's about the money. You people are a product to us. Great.
But look, dude, like the billionaires win now.
What, you know what? I'm not sure if you'd started with us. I said billionaires don't lose. If people thought, yeah, we've won, we're going to storm the Manchester United Stadium or Old Trafford, you win nothing against billionaires. Because you know what billionaires do? The biggest douchebag word in the world, pivot. Billionaires pivot for a living. That's what they do for a living against other billionaires. You think a bunch of yobs storming Old Trafford is going to stop billionaires?
Nah, it's spot the bottom line. And the bottom line is what?
Moolah.
There you go.
Moolah. Yeah. Gold diggers and UEFA are the same thing. But Tandimai. What else you got, Paul?
Oh, yes. Kick It Out
Yes.
has condemned the homophobic chanting by Liverpool supporters aimed at Norwich's on loan Billy Gilmore at Carrow Road. They were calling him a rent boy.
Oh, okay. Jimbo, so your club, sort of, you don't actually think gay people, you don't even think gay people are allowed to be anywhere. So a bit of homosexuality, obviously using the term, for those who don't know, rent boy, a Cockney term, often infused with sort of a sort of derogatory term for gay people, rent boy. So Liverpool fans are homophobic. Your thoughts?
And it's against the Chelsea guy.
So that may be from a select few Liverpool fans. That's not to say that I have the same outlook on life. I love everyone, and everyone should be accepted.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a politician.
Even if you want to identify as a table.
That's true. All right, James. So that sounds like a man who sort of doesn't really mind that Billy Gilmore's getting mentally abused. James, like, big political explanation. But hey, the Liverpool scum, what you gonna do? You know what I love about what James just said? What a bunch of hypocrites these Liverpool fans is. They'll always tell you, when it's you'll never walk alone. It's us.
Yeah.
But when something bad happens, it's them.
It's them. Yeah.
No. You don't get to do that. It's like saying your little brother drunk and driving crashes a car. Do you stop saying that's your little brother?
No,
you don't. You're in for the good. If your little brother becomes a CA,
good and the bad.
When he becomes a CA, we celebrate. I mean,
exactly.
So when people do the bad thing, is James, as far as I'm concerned, is the least romantic, homophobic person in the world.
Wow.
I gotta say what I feel. This show's about honesty. But yeah, so Kick It Out. What are Kick It Out saying there? The most useless organization in the world, by the way. Kick It Out.
Well, they haven't spoken about sanctions or whatever, so we'll see.
So
they just say they condemn it. What does that even mean?
Okay, let me talk to you about this, because it's a tricky one, right? And we're kind of seeing it in world football on a very serious note. Football is a working class sport. And,
absolutely.
The middle class tends to come from a certain way. And we have it in South Africa, where if you work in certain echelons, you go to certain schools, you're from a certain social strata, is that you speak in a certain way.
Absolutely.
If you allow middle class and upper class people to police working class language, there's lots of things in Tottenham or just what young people are saying in the hood. If you take it as a direct translation, it seems offensive. Even though on the streets it's not, and I may be wrong. Working class people say and express themselves in a way that will offend the gentry.
Absolutely.
All of the time. What happens now in a term like this, where I understand the context of rent boy, because I have a lot of working class friends in the UK. I lived in Watford, which is a working class area. Is that sort of term, especially in the Cockney, isn't necessarily about that. It isn't gay derogatory if you are using it within amongst the lads' context. And now, obviously, sociologists and people are going to argue for it. What do you do about now the rich kind of dictating to the poor how you're allowed to talk?
Because we live in a very PC world, so I don't know. It's a tricky one though.
Because most people are working class on this planet, right?
Absolutely.
And working class and poorer. It's like working class people speak a certain way.
And
it's not say you're less intelligent.
Exactly.
So okay, Kick It Out. So Kick It Out saying nothing really, because
just say they condemn it.
Because for how long are we gonna keep looking at Kick It Out talking about things, and they're actually useless.
Yeah.
They are so pathetic and feeble and useless. Like, if this is a real problem, stop putting tweets out about it. We have cameras now. We can look at the
Name and shame, guys.
1,000 people, right? If we really find this despicable, which, by the way, homophobia is despicable in
Absolutely.
2021, are there no cameras at the stadium?
Of course they are.
There are cameras everywhere. Of
course
England is a nanny state. Find the 50 people that were chanting that, because it's not everybody. Find the 50. Lifetime ban, and let's start.
And hit Norwich in the pocket.
Thank you. So if they were serious, yeah, I'm saying, my man. So jog on with this. I'm so sick and tired of PC, kick it out, rubbish institutions like this. Personally, I'm sick of it. I'm sick. You know what? I never want to hear kick it out talking about racism on players again. You do sweet blow
Bugger all.
I'm not interested in tweets, and get the hashtags out of here, because it's nonsense.
Exactly.
And you know what? If there is a gay community that's offended by this, what the hell does a hashtag do for them?
Absolutely nothing.
Let's get some litigation in now, and you go to the Premier League, just as, you know what? You know what kind of energy I want from the Premier League? You know the energy you took when 6 clubs wanted to join the Super League?
Bring that same energy.
When homophobia comes up, I want to see that energy.
Exactly.
But you know why they won't? Because it's not profitable to stand up for human rights.
Exactly.
So I love the Premier League, but this is hypocritical, and kick it out. You know, you need to be kicked out. You get the hell out.
Exactly.
Get the hell out, man.
And then also, 4 people were arrested following clashes between supporters ahead of Man United's game at home to Leeds. Did you see that video?
I did see it. You showed me. We were watching the football together. You need to work on your memory. Is that you actually showed me that video?
Yeah, it was outside Old Trafford.
I want to know your thoughts on you guys being yobbos and just trying to. Not only did you have Man United fans now looted the most grand stage in English football. By the way.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
They just said 4 people were arrested.
Yes.
You don't know if they were Man United fans fighting amongst each other. You don't know if they were Leeds United fans, and you don't know why they were fighting.
Well, what I've said is you guys have stormed sort of your own stadium.
But didn't you guys do it as well?
Oh, this is, like you said just now, this is not about Chelsea. Right?
Unbelievable.
You guys are a bunch of scum. And now,
you guys nearly slapped Peter Cech in the face.
The guy got a...
We saw from you guys.
Oh, is that what we're doing? They jumped in the fire, so we jumped in the fire.
No.
Yeah? All right, so Man United fans, a bunch of yobbos. All right, what do you think about this whole situation? Because I've got some of my own thoughts on that fight.
Okay, for me, it just depends what they were fighting about and what it was really about. You know what I mean?
I think it comes down to this again, personally for me. Mm-hmm. And I like, okay, it's like, again, football's a working class sport. Is, you know what? If you put a bunch of men in and around alcohol and something they are passionate about, and that derby is for real, by the way, if you put them in that situation, you know what happens? This is what happens.
Anarchy.
Like, working class people are not Oxford people who, if they're fighting, they go,
not the tennis.
Oh, I'm tired of you, I'm leaving. Is, if you got a problem with a gent, and he's got a problem with your football club,
it's on.
It's on. But I guess you also, the Premier League wants to put families in the grounds. We can't have yobbos from Manchester and Yorkshire fighting, can we? That's a tough one. 4 guys arrested.
Yeah.
There's a beautiful video, and we should see if we can find it. Is that there's a lady eating pasta or something in the video, and the restaurant is glass, actually, and she just keeps eating her food, and the guy's throwing a chair at I don't know if you've seen the video. If you haven't seen the video, the guy's actually hitting him with a dustbin.
With a dustbin, and then looks like a cell phone flies, and then and then you hear the police sirens, and then they all just disperse.
You love to see it. Can I be honest? I love it. It means football's back. Let's go. The fans are back. Let's get a bit stuck in there.
But the lady eating pasta, she says, "Well, I'm high class. I'm in a restaurant.
Yeah.
What they're doing doesn't concern me."
It's almost entertainment for her, because she's the gentry eating her beautiful pasta, watching the savages fighting.
Yeah.
It's like a boxing match, really. You got to love it. All right. No, we can't have yobs. We need women and children to go to the football ground.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Man United, Leeds, get it together, lads.
Absolutely. And just the last one. Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James are the only 2 players left from the 2003 draft.
You know what they are a commentary of as well? Carmelo Anthony. It's how when you do things properly, how it goes the one direction. Because the talent of Carmelo, I mean, he went to the championship game all on his own, basically, in college. We know what the talent level was, and then he went
at Syracuse, yeah.
You know, and then he asked for all the money in New York, and we know how that went. But if you look at them, they actually don't even look like the same age. Is that LeBron, this is what happens when you're focused in life. This is the way it was supposed to go. Carmelo's made all his money, but nobody will remember. I like Carmelo.
3 gold medals.
Yeah, nobody's going to remember Carmelo.
But now Carmelo plays for the Lakers now because LeBron recruited him.
I'm with you, but you're always going to be that guy who should have been. And you know what? Carmelo, always overweight, always carrying, always swag. And I'm not saying he's a bad dude, but he didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him that they get to end up together, and I'm happy this is legendary stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm really sad that he didn't take it seriously. And, you know, I identify with it. I had a sports career that I didn't take seriously and ended short, not by anything other than me not taking it seriously. And that is the only thing that I look back on in life and I go, bloody hell. Sad and happy, dude. Carmelo, so
talented.
Sad. All the talent in the world. But this, I say this to young people all the time. I don't care about talent. Show me the character. Yeah. What is your character? And LeBron James, 5-star all the way. Carmelo Anthony, happy you made all of the money. Sad that you didn't take it seriously because he should have 2 or 3 titles on his own.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, but great. Listen, legends. And you know what? Give him credit. We thought it was over and he signed another deal.
One last hurrah.
One last dance. Your thoughts? Victory, no victory, chip.
Let's see.
What are you saying? Let's come on, Senzo, have some balls, pal.
LeBron looks like he's assembling another super team for the last hurrah. Let's see.
I love LeBron, but no chip. I want to. No. This is not a. I'm 35, bro. It's a young man's world. It's a young man's world. All right, shout out to Carmelo Anthony, huh?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Carmelo. All right, Senzo, we got some questions. See if we can take some questions before we go to a break.
Oh, absolutely. Bushle Nkosi says, "Son to Kane, you need me, I don't need you. Go to City, I'm the captain now."
With that meme, I'm the captain now. Yeah, that's a good point. It's Son Heung-min.
The gift that keeps on. Oh, because he's a soldier. General Son.
South Koreans are doing it right, huh?
Yeah.
Like conscription. I love that he's the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in the world, and there's no softy here. Come back and do your conscription.
You're a citizen of the country, ain't boy.
But that's why South Africa can't even get electricity to people's houses 7 days a week. But Korea, a tiny country that actually was in civil war 40 years ago, they got Samsung and Kia. That's how you do it. Is that, what? Tottenham. We don't even know what that is. Are they sponsored by Samsung?
Do they come from here? Boy, come back.
You love it. I love it. I love rules. That's awesome. Song Heung-min, yeah, that's a good one. Well, let's take one more.
Zapeta says, there are a lot of footballers who are passengers in their current clubs because of huge wages. Isco,
yes,
at PSG, Real Madrid, they're just paid to train, and it's very true though.
Yeah, Isco is one. Marco Asensio is another one who I don't understand how that's not working out. Yeah, but Isco is one. You know who's the biggest passenger in world sport right now?
Tell me.
Danny Drinkwater is on £90,000 at Chelsea. Last year, he beat someone up at Burnley. Burnley let him go. Had a car accident and it's messed up his knee now. 90. Do you know he's been at Chelsea for the third season in a row now?
Finesse.
He's finessed them, eh?
Finessed.
Yeah, he did that thing.
That's who Harry Kane needs as his agent.
Drinkwater's guy.
Puzamans.
Drinkwater's guy. Danny Drinkwater, dude. Danny Drinkwater has the best job in the world right now. He goes and plays against people he's way better than. Walk around, have a good time.
Fleeces them for 90,000.
90. That's $1.5 million rand a week to be overweight and punch kids in Burnley.
Beautiful. You got to love it.
Hey, listen, I celebrate whenever footballers get one back for the good guys. It's a good thing. So that is a good point by Zapeta. There are plenty of passengers. Carmelo Anthony at the age of he's 37. He's 37 going on 67. He is. Man, Carmelo, I do love you, but man, I wish you'd taken it seriously. All right, coming up after this, we'll talk a little bit about top 6 player of the year, and I'll talk about who I think the top goal scorer will be in the English Premier League. That and much more coming up after this. You are doing something you've chosen to do. Hey?
You've chosen to be with us.
Yes. This is
it. Crisp, short and sweet, to the point.
You are doing something which you've chosen to do.
do.
I think that might be the one.
It is the one.
Because it's true and it's good broadcasting. It kind of welcomes you back, but it's not that thing of,
Forcing it down your throat.
Oh man, this is big broadcasting. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm here. This is why I get the big bucks. This is why I deserve the big bucks. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, there are no big bucks, but I'm just saying it. It's a metaphor, especially in my case.
Anybody can do it, you can.
There we go. This is the kind of motive. Dude, I need friends like you. You've already said my jacket's nice. You're the only person in the whole crew. We got, 7 people in here. And now you're saying I can be who I want to be.
You know what I mean? They're jealous.
They're jealous. Yeah, it's going to happen though. Listen, not everybody can have this swag jacket and make it look this good. Somebody, I remember getting shamed in the comments the other day. Somebody said my jacket was ugly. Another hater, you know what I'm saying?
They're lying.
They're lying.
Lies, bro.
They're lying. I'll tell you what isn't a lie is I am going to talk now about the English Premier League again. Is top 6 next season. I'll give you that player of the year, top scorer as well. But since I want to get your predictions before I get going. Listen, obviously these things are important and this is what we talk about in the sports world. Let's start off with your top 6 predictions and give me your teams and why you've chosen that team in that position.
Oof. Well, number 1, I'm going to sound very controversial. Manchester United.
That's not controversial. You're a biased sod. So, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Because it looks like we've turned the curve, and Oli being at the wheel, and for some reason I think, like, as James said, I think City are going to slip up, and now the pressure is very, very real.
It's real, huh? 100 million, Grealish. All right. So you think Man United to take it all? Okay. Second place,
City. Because that wear and tear, they need to be hungry for it again, and I think it's now the focus is going to be on Champions League more than ever before, because Pep knows that he needs to deliver that. Otherwise, we'll say he can't win it without his son.
Leo Messi. All right.
Yes.
At number 3,
Chelsea.
All right. Your thoughts?
Because they got Romelu. Now they're also looking to add one more signing, And I think they've got Tuchel now, and I think Tuchel's got his squad to what he likes it to be. So, yes.
Okay. Number 4.
Number 4, the Scousers, Liverpool. Because they haven't really done any business, and they've lost a key piece in Gini Van Alden, so we'll see. We'll see. And also Andy Robertson with that injury, so we'll see half the assists go, because he can't actually defend, he's just there.
What is going on with him? Because that's a huge part of how Liverpool play, by the way. He is, love him or hate him, he is incredible for their system, and he's a good player. Like, he is a good player.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
I've got no. They said it was something to do with ligaments, and ligaments just don't get better overnight.
So he's out until December. Like, that's a given. And when I say until December, I mean the proper Robertson, because even if he comes back, let's say this is 6-8 weeks, we're already on the back end of September, November. Okay, he's coming back, rehab, whatever. He plays. I mean, what he's gonna do? Play through that Christmas rush?
Nah, they won't throw him in there.
So he's back in January at the very best, is what you're saying.
Hey,
yeah, go be.
It's bad. 5 Leicester.
5th Leicester. The Foxes will again go 5th in your opinion. Hey?
Yes.
All right, so they'll go 5th. Your thoughts? Why?
Stability. They've got a good thing going, and they've got a right manager. To steer. It's just that they don't have the spending power and the muscle of the other 4. But
yeah, do they maybe have the best transfer policy in the entire league? They just they moved off Maguire, Soyuncu, Fofana, and then they spent. That's how they spent.
Riyad Mahrez
moved on. Harvey Barnes, who was the kid that Everton just bought.
Ndidi.
Damari
Gray.
Damari Gray.
Yeah.
They went to Harvey Barnes, and they just Mark Albrighton's in the mix.
But I like how they signed Tielemans. Tielemans was linked with United, and they said, "Nah, come here, boy."
Now, hey, they've got some work on their hands to keep him this season, because I think he is the real deal.
Nah, he is.
And I'd love him at Chelsea. I'd love him. Who wouldn't love him? Technical, sound.
But doesn't he do the same thing as Kovacic?
Well, I'd like both of them. Remember, I want to rotate now. I don't love Jorginho. He's got legs, technical, he can pass. Kovacic, he's just come off Euros. It's a long season. Got World Cup next season. I want to be a rotating people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do love him. I mean, any club would have him. United would have him.
Yeah.
Liverpool would have him.
We were linked with him.
Because he's proper.
He is.
Him, Didi is they certainly top 3 midfield combos for me in the league.
Yeah.
Those two are, what a great combo as well.
And they give Vardy what he needs.
Well said. They give Vardy what...
James Maddison plays because of Yuri Tielemans.
Dude, you've nailed it.
He shines because of Yuri Tielemans.
And he's... man, hey, they got it. So you're 5th. Listen, Liverpool need to watch out in 4th place, according to you, is Leicester are for real.
No, they are.
They are for real. And Vardy's 34 going on 18. Man, he is awesome. All right, 6th place.
Spurs.
6th place, the Spuds. Okay, cool. So that's who you got going there. Jeez. All right, so for those who didn't hear, Senzo thinks Man United will win the league. Man City will be 2nd. Chelsea will be 3rd. The Scousers will be 4th. The Foxes, the Leicester Foxes, of course, at number 5. And Tottenham Hotspur at number 6, rounding out the top 6. And nobody cares about Conference League anyway. That's just a bunch of people making up the league,
Just in the comments, Bulalo Gavin said, Tielemans sounds like the perfect replacement for Van Halden.
He does sound like the perfect replacement for Gini Wijnaldum. The problem is that he comes at 80 million, and they only do that for goalkeepers. They don't spend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he does sound like... He's the perfect replacement. Whoever you've got in the top 4 right now, he's the perfect replacement. Because he's as good as anything going in the league. He's Gundogan, maybe without the goals.
Absolutely.
No, I love him. Well said there. All right, your player of the season. We'll come back to those comments, because that's a great comment.
Bruno Fernandes.
Player of the year, Bruno Fernandes. Why?
Because if he elevates United to the league, right, and you've seen a year and a half, people have been waiting for him to fall off. And Bruno's on it,
Yeah.
He's on it.
Yeah, no, that's proper. So Bruno Fernandes. Maybe want to make a call on how many goals and assists he gets this season? I want to write that down.
20 goals.
In the league?
Yeah.
Okay. So now he's Frank Lampard. All right, 20 goals. Phenomenal. Okay, how many assists?
About 15. There, I said what I said.
All right, James, we're going to make a graphic about that. You've heard Senzo now saying 20 goals from midfield, 15 assists. Now, I believe that's only been done 3 times. Yaya Toure and Frank Lampard, I believe, the only two men to ever put those sorts of numbers together.
Thierry Henry.
Yeah, but I meant of midfielders. Yeah. And we don't compare anybody to that silly Frenchman. I mean, Thierry Henry, 20 goals, 15 assists. Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, boy.
Write it down. Book it.
Booked it.
United title. Bruno Fernandes. Love it. Love that energy. Maybe even say we're gonna win the treble. Your top goal scorer.
I really think Lukaku or Kane, depending where Kane stays.
All right. So Lukaku. Kane. All right, Kane is already 3 behind Bruno Fernandes, but you're saying Lukaku and Kane. Are you saying Kane, even if he stays at
That's
Tottenham?
why I said it depends on where Harry Kane goes.
All right, Harry Kane stays at Tottenham?
Nah, then Lukaku's golden boot.
Lukaku's golden boot at Chelsea, huh? All right, so you got to pick one, though. I mean...
Okay, I'll say Lukaku then.
Romelu Lukaku. All right, we're going to write these down. We're going to make a note of it. Our production team... in James, of course, big time production. We will note this down, Senzo. You will not get away with this. If you're wrong, we'll definitely talk about it.
Of course.
The internet is a brutal place.
Of course.
All right. Okay, very good. United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Leicester, the Spuds. His player of the year, Bruno Fernandes, who will get 20 goals, 15 assists. And his top goal scorer is Romelu Lukaku. Good stuff, Senzo. Listen, I don't hate that list. It's reasonable. It's not like you've said something outrageous. You haven't suggested like Liverpool are going to win the league or something stupid like that. So, hey, I like it. All right, tell you what. Let me give you my list and we'll come back and talk a little bit more about this list. So my top 6, I'll start at number 6. I think because they have improved and I just think, listen, the West Ham thing, that was fun. All right, listen. It's nice on a holiday, you meet somebody, you know that feeling when you say, hey, when we get back from holiday, we should call each other, we should link up. And it's nonsense. It never happens. Christmas comes once. At number 6, they got the best stadium, solid manager. They got a top 5 player in the league in Son Heung-min. I think at number 6 is Tottenham Hotspurs. I think they'll do the right thing. I think they'll... everything's primed for them. And you know what? Everybody hates, and Romero will come in, everybody hates Daniel Levy. But actually, they're a really stable club. They really do things the right way. I know everybody says Levy's tight and Levy's this, but actually he does things the right way. And folks, if you want to know how to run your life, Daniel Levy's actually the model. Stop listening to outside noise. What I love about Daniel Levy, you can say whatever you want. He does not break to peer pressure. And look where Tottenham are now, right? They have the number 1 stadium in world football, right? And they are primed to go to the next level financially on their own dime. And you better believe, Senzo said earlier, or a couple of days ago, that Bayern Munich paid their stadium off 8 years early or something like that. That's going to happen to Tottenham because Levy rolls like that. He hasn't even sold the stadium naming rights yet, by the way. It's still Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You better believe he's going to go to Hewlett Park and that's going to be a 30 million a year deal or something mental. Oh, by the way, COVID for the Northern Hemisphere is essentially over. The NFL, you heard of them? By the way, that stadium, you retract the grass. You know what happens? It's an NFL stadium. So Daniel Levy is not playing. They are 6th and they are stable. I think things will get back to normal. Don't love the Harry Kane thing for them. A little bit destabilizing for the football side, but the business is rock solid. At number 5, they are the best run of the football clubs in the last 5 years. Of all the football clubs. They've just stuck in their lane. You know how your friends will always say, hey, don't be buying a car on credit. Or your good friends will at least say, Chief, it's nice that somebody else has that, but you're not in your lane once you start taking a car on and sort of remortgaging your house to get a nicer car. That ain't it. Stay in your lane. In 5th place, Leicester. The Foxes have been brilliant, and they'll continue to be. I always say business models work over individual talent. The Foxes have shown you over the last few years, we are the guys. At number 4, look, they've brought in 2 big signings, but I just think there's too much of a gap to make up. I think they've left themselves a mess with their purported superstar, and there will come a time when the new superstar that Senzo loves will want his shine. That ain't going to work out for the other guy because he's shown that behavior before. At 19, Fergie said, wait your turn. I've got a guy called Paul Scholes coming back, and I'm off to Juventus. That doesn't work for me. Tells you, guy wants credit. That's fine. If you want credit, you better start delivering consistently. At number 4, I think Manchester United this season is its sophomore year. Please don't think Jadon Sancho is going to come in here and be Cristiano Ronaldo the first season. This isn't Bundesliga where you get to take a week off every 3rd week. No. That's not how it happens. Even Leeds showed you, actually, they missed two or three easy chances early in that game. There are no weeks off in the Premier League. Jadon Sancho I hear the hype, but I heard the hype about Robinho, right? I hear the hype. I heard the hype about Veron. You got to show me. I want to see 20 top-class games this season. Probably not. Not because Sancho's not a quality player. He's quality. But the Premier League is a savage place to make a living. So fourth place, Manchester United. In third place, they've got the best, one of the best coaches in the world. They are quite stable. They've sort of refurbished where they should have at centre-back. This is something they should have done last season. But Konate will bring them some solidarity. At number 3, it's Liverpool. They'll come third. And they'll win nothing else. They're a bunch of bums, but they got a solid model going right now. Everything's kind of going well. Mane, they kept him. Salah, they kept him. You know who the key for Liverpool is this season? If you keep him fit, I expect a deep run in Europe. Jota is a special player. He is a special player. You know what he is, actually? And it's tough to have to say this. He's an upgrade on Bobby Firmino. Because he gives you the same thing and the end product. Firmino is out of this world before the box. And then I'm not sure what happens. Great teeth, though. Not sure if they're real or not. Great teeth on Bobby Firmino. At number 2, spent 250 mil last season. And the business model is the owner. So I'm never worried about coaches coming and going. There's a new coach in town, new flavor in town. Whatever. I'm not obsessed with the manager. Is now with this kind of talent, and you've now refurbished at centre back, and you've now got one of your own singing at centre back. You've bought a new striker, and I think Chelsea will come second. Because, like, last season was a disaster for Chelsea, by the way. And they made the FA Cup final and the Champions League. Title came to Stamford Bridge. That was a disaster. That was firing a club legend. It's rocky. Things are terrible. Oh, okay, well, we came fourth and should have really had a Champions League and FA Cup double. In reality, Tielemans, a scorcher. You can't complain losing to that goal. But Chelsea this season will be stable. They will have a way of playing. They will have an identity. They will have experience. They'll have 6 months of togetherness that Tuchel's had. And now Kai Havertz and now Timo Werner now have... I'm not too sure about the Lukaku thing, to be honest with you. I'm going to pump the brakes. This season, I'm looking for Christian Pulisic. Because it's been a lot of injuries, a lot of excuses. You're 22 now. It's time to be a big boy. Let's see what you got. Ziyech, I'm looking for him to come again. Dislocated shoulder, but he'll be back. So let's see how that whole thing goes. Chilwell will be settled. At number 1, let's not even waste time. Pep Guardiola is the best modern day manager. And he's got everything right. The business model is right. The ownership is right. I always say, when I look at football clubs, you know how I know you're going to be successful? Is there noise out of the boardroom? Their boardroom's A++, right? So, okay. You know what that does? It means, what's the coach like? He's A++. He focuses on coaching and just making sure that everybody in the chemistry of the dressing room, he is on top of it. Forget about the coaching stuff. You can see he's a genius, right? And then I look at, how good is your team? Because character and everything will get you to the brink. Superstars take you over the top. And when they're well coached and they're disciplined and they're drilled, if you've ever seen how the military does it, is you leave your personality at home. Because here we need you to not only be a genetic freak, we get that early, but we need you to be going in the same direction and you take instructions. And he's got them singing over the last 3 seasons. They're unstoppable. They'll win it by 10 points at the very least, unless Chelsea have a freakish run and Lukaku gets 25. That's the only way I see it happening. But they will be unplayable. They'll be unplayable. And they are just unstoppable. They are. Like right now, they have got it dead right. This is how you run a football club. No emotions. It's money and quality. That's what Man City are. They are the Apple of the league right now. They are unplayable. They are the Tesla of the English Premier League right now. Unstoppable and unmatchable. And that for that very reason, my player of the year is, I think he's going to come back a little bit angry because last season actually didn't belong to him. And these top guys, they want the credit. Don't let them tell you it's about the team. They've been media trained. He wants the credit. Because now, as Senzo was saying, Bruno Fernandes is getting the credit and the big cheese. And this guy will want to show that, no. Because everybody was saying, and including me, I said, I still want to see this guy prove himself. Because I believe the greatest number 10 to ever play in this league is David Silva. And Man City, for all they've won, for all they've done, have not been the same without David Silva. Now Kevin De Bruyne, show me. Take me to the promised land. I think Kevin De Bruyne this season comes back with that vengeance and says, I'm the guy. As Senzo always says, I'm the captain now. So he's my player of the year purely because they're going to blow the league away. And especially without, I don't think Harry Kane will come. Now it's going to be him, and he's going to have to help Grealish along. And now he's got a bit of extra help as well. You know, now here's the problem. By the way, if you play in this league, Jack Grealish, you cannot contain him on your own. You saw Spurs struggling. Now you can't contain Riyad Mahrez on his own. Now you can't contain Phil Foden on his own. Because all of those need doubling. Who's doubling this guy? Who's babysitting this guy, by the way? The best of the lot. So you're going to have to make some decisions. Do you leave him or Jack Grealish on their own? And that's not the coaching decision I want to have to make. Because if you double up on this guy, can I tell you what happens? Kyle Walker's the best athlete in world football. He's flying. You cannot leave Kyle Walker one-on-one. Right? Unless you've got Ashley Cole, and I don't see a new Ashley Cole right now in football. Luke Shaw's trying to get there, because Luke Shaw is right now playing at that level, by the way. He's producing. The last 16 months with Luke Shaw have been at the very high end. I don't see another left back that could live with Luke Shaw. With Kyle Walker. So you're going to leave him alone? You're going to leave Cancelo one-on-one with your centre back? I don't think that's what you want. This guy, player of the season, and I might say 15-15 season. I'd say 15 goals, 15 assists. That's coming. That's going to happen with this guy. Even if they have a terrible season, they'll win the league by quite a bit. My top scorer is an interesting one. At a club that should have been nowhere near it, he was in the mix. Now this club is going to really have some quality, and they're going to shape everything towards him. Let me tell you something. The top goal scorer in the league this year, I think it's going to be Danny Ings.
Ooh.
Everything is shaped for this guy. He got 20 at Southampton last season. Like, people might say I'm being ridiculous. Remember, he was the second top goal scorer in the league last season at Southampton, who should have been relegated. So look out for... I'm telling you, Danny Ings is a different guy. And now, if the injuries hold out, there's no pressure anymore on him like there was before. He'll get some help. He'll get some help at Aston Villa. Leon Bailey will help him. These things will help. So for me, if you're a betting man or lady, is Danny Ings. I put that down right now. So for my list, at 6, I said Spurs. At 5, I said Leicester. At 4, I said Manchester United. Let's have a look at my list there. At 3, I said Liverpool. At 2, I said Chelsea. And 1, Man City. And by the way, if you're watching with us on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. But you can see that is my list. That is big graphicing, by the way, by James Jimbo Ilsley. Fantastic graphic, as you can see there. Just awesome. Just awesome. Tottenham, Leicester, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City will be champions. Big graphicking. You got to love that, huh, Senzo?
Yeah, it's great, it's great. But do you know what I like about both our lists?
Yep.
We said champions, whoever the champions are, player of the year is going to come from there.
Yeah.
And you know, KDB, guys, KDB just gets the ball and he goes forward, unleashes.
He's hectic.
He's
so hectic.
He's ridiculous.
Now, Chelsea maybe should have kept him, but, you know, you move on. What do? You go and win the Champions League in a bad season with Kai Havertz, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Elite. Yeah, no, he is. Hey, listen, he's a dog, dude. He's a dog. What do you think of Danny Ings as a core?
I forgot that he got 20 with a broken Southampton team.
He's a real thing.
Yeah.
He just needs to stay fit. Yeah, that's my list. That is what I think. I'd love to hear what people have to say. Is if you're with us, Cliff C Sport, by the way, on the Tweet Monster. You let us know, who do you think your top 6 will be? I'd love to see that list. Hashtag new set who it is. By the way, we are in HD. I hope I look... You know what I like about HD? Is I know for a fact that's the best I'm ever going to look. Like, for me, if you like James, handsome guy, Senzo, handsome guys, so they look good all the time. For them, it's not a big thing. It's for me, I know for a fact this is the best I'm ever going to look. One day, you'll see me in 2K, and you might even see me in 4K one day. That's the best I'm ever going to look. So for me, it's a big ego thing. It's not even about the quality of the show. I'm not even that into the quality of the show. I'm into how do I look. That's what I really care about. And ultimately, this is the best I'm ever going to look. We're in HD, Senzo. Your thoughts?
Magnifico,
eh?
Magnifico.
All right, should we take some comments, see what people think
yeah,
of?
for
Do they have a top 6? Do we have a top 6? See what people have to say. What comments you got for me, pal?
For sure. Mulano Gavin says, PSL's just buffoonery under the dictatorship of Ivan Koza. How are you Pirates chairman, PSL chairman, and chairman of SAFA?
Yeah, you know what? I can't actually say anything because I do know him, so it'll be very awkward.
And he's hectic.
It'll be a very awkward situation when I see him again, and I've said some things about him. So I have to be a big time journalist and say I would be biased there. But he's known as the Iron Duke for a reason. He's not one to negotiate.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he is. You know what I've always thought about people like him?
The Iron Duke.
Yeah, he's always late for one job. Like if you hold that many roles, surely you're not at the office for one of your jobs.
Blame his PA.
So it's the equivalent of Ed Woodward being the chairman of the Premier League.
Do you know what it's like? Berlusconi.
But okay, he's a different guy. Some stuff happened at the end there. Berlusconi is the working class dream from the streets to the president of Italy,
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister of Italy, to owning AC Milan. Good God. He's out Trump. He's out Trump.
Probably.
Because you want to own a football club.
Absolutely.
Like you don't just want to have the money. You want to own, and then you own.
You want to pay rich guys.
And then you own maybe the best era to own it as well, like the 80s
Yes.
to sort of 2005 before,
Absolutely.
some young ladies came on. They revealed some stuff about Berlusconi, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shimi Murokoro says, good to see Carl Pilkington making an appearance.
All right. So those who don't know who that is an idiot abroad. And there's James, if you're not aware, you are the idiot abroad there, Carl Pilkington. So good to have James. People love James, dude. Like, I got to tell you, I get a lot of messages. Like, where's James? What's happening with James? So people love James, dude.
Yeah, there he is.
And you know what?
Apparently we bully him, so...
You can only bully the people that want to be bullied, Maybe he needs to toughen up. Why don't people in the very same breath say, hey, you guys bully James, he should toughen up.
He must drink a cup of cement.
He must toughen up, pal. There's no mommy to wake you up and, bring you a cup of tea with rusks. Yeah, this is the big leagues.
Absolutely.
You must toughen up.
It's the cauldron.
I don't consider it bullying. I got work to do, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what else we got, pal?
Zapeta says, saw Barca wants Aubameyang. Have they not made enough bad decisions? But I also saw that. So they say a swap deal. Coutinho to Arsenal. Aubameyang to Barcelona.
Coutinho to Arsenal or Aubameyang. Now, that is a terrible what if. Because...
But it's gathering traction. Looks like... Because Barca are interested in him.
Well, I tell you, there's no way you can do it as Arsenal. Because it's already been so much tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Right? Coutinho has not played serious football in terms of being fit
In a while.
for 3 years now. Sorry, people are who they are. Availability is the greatest ability. I'd rather have Aubameyang, who I've been telling people for a long time is a nightmare, and now the discipline issues are coming out. I'd rather have that problem. At least he's available, and it's a discipline issue. Man, you know what I said last season? Sell Aubameyang when he was late for practice. Sell him, okay? But Arsenal. They told him to leave for now.
There it is.
Yeah, again, you're not an easy example to make here. It's like you've seen your girlfriend cheating on you with your best friend, and you buy her an engagement ring. That's what they did with Aubameyang. It's like, this guy's late. You know what we should do? Let's double his wages. Let's double his wages. No, you know what? Let's double his wages and give him the captaincy.
He's the example for Saka now.
Here's the thing, Chief. In life, if you are going to be a mumish, right? If you're a mumish in life, I have no time for you. Choose my kete. The MKT Show. See you on the other side. Nelly Furtado said, why do all good things have to come to an end? Now, if you're in a terrible relationship, you're probably saying, I wish this would come to an end. And maybe, should have ended that. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? Senzo, a good show today, though. What are your thoughts on your performance? I mean, out of 10, you can rate yourself,
7.5.
7.5 out of 10. Lots of room for improvement.
Absolutely. But yeah, we had a lot of breaking news on the show.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's big reporting from you. I'd even bump you to an 8 for the big time reporting.
Oh, thank you.
But you're humble. You're humble. You keep it humble on the streets.
Just have to get better, man.
I know all about humility because I'm the most humble person I know.
Wow. See.
Yeah. So there you have it. All right, Sens. Good stuff. Before we go, obviously men are about egos and women. There's obviously probably the most important thing about the season is not the football itself. It is ensuring that you tell your friends and you laugh at them when you go to a braai, I know more than you. By the way, remember, we are playing fantasy football and we are indeed playing Super Brew. So on the podcast, you can join Super Brew. It is Jaws Drug. It is one word for the Super Brew password. The MKT Show EPL. You can look that up. Otherwise, the MKT Show Fantasy Premier League, the password is 5Y0RI9. So if you're playing fantasy, the password is 5Y0RI9, and you'll come up against me who I'm probably going to win all of it. You might have not. Don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time. But I mean, if you feel like doing something for 38 weeks until May, just come on through, and I'm going to hand up a butt whipping. We may or may not have prizes, by the way. So I don't know if we're going to have prizes yet. Who knows? Listen, if you're hoping for a picnic with James, that ain't going to happen. He won't even do it for his own girlfriend. So he ain't doing it for you as a prize. So don't expect that. Don't get your hopes up. That is the face of a man you just saw. He will not. He does not care. He will not change. He will not change. Now, his girlfriend, by the way, before we go, she's willing to drive from a different province. It's about an hour and a half drive to come and meet him. Picnic at the Botanical Gardens? Get the hell out of here, James says. And you know what? On that note, this has been the MKT Show. I am MKT. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. But for now, we are the hell out of here.